Hoo, 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 there we are.
And that explains the burning, but like the what?
The burning. It's really painful in my
Yeah.
loins.
Yeah, exactly. And so, what, Richard? Why are you looking at me like that?
All right. Well, anyway.
I wasn't looking at you at all.
All right, we're here. We're live. It's we're taking a break from Aberrant Empire to do some Strahd. We're finally doing Strahd. It only took us 6 years, guys.
Yeah.
The prompt has been up since February, so it's not super like long time. Just almost a year.
Well, I mean, like just of
time
us
that
being
we're
a
going
group, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is this the first time that we're doing an official campaign
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
as this group?
It is also, I think it's pointed out, the first time that our party has actually been a sausage fest. Like, it's actually been a sausage party. Like, we've never actually just had 5 dudes as the team comp.
The boys are back in town.
Yeah.
So
Let's be honest, the way it should be.
we start, I wanted to clarify like a couple of quick things. A couple of y'all start in Barovia. 3 of you join in after. Richard, I know you were on the fence on how he got there. Do you want to start with them, or do you want to like be elsewhere?
You can start with them, and I'll
Okay.
just have appeared at some point.
Okay. So that really quickly. I guess I wasn't super duper clear on the prompt. Whether you said yes or no to that letter, your ass was either drunk or drugged. And you were escorted to another place. And that being say, hey, trigger warning for drugs and shit. But also, probably gonna be some hefty body horror at some point. Probably nothing that we haven't really touched on or done or exceeded before, but just a heads up. Kind of maybe. Oh God. Yeah.
All right, we have
basically.
gifts in chat now, thanks to Roll20's got gifts in
And that
chat.
says you are entering Barovia. Do not resist.
Well, and I think what like the worst thing about the gift thing is like my stuff stops scrolling. It's just like there's something here, but we're not going to show you what it is. Good luck. And it's
Sorry.
like, what? And then it's like, when is that? No, it's fine. I just won't pay attention to it. So we got that stuff going on. We got the. I don't know how long we're doing this. I think it started out as like the intended of like a 3-4 shot.
Whatever you want, boss.
Until we're done.
Yeah. Until that vampire has a stake through his cold, dead heart.
Well, and like what
been
I
on
was
4
gonna
years,
say is
right?
obviously you guys are not gonna kill Strahd at level 3. So
No, that's
All right,
fourth
challenge
hit.
accepted.
That's level 4 stuff.
wherever we end up stopping in like however long like we want to do this for Richard to have a sufficient break, yeah, I mean it's mostly ready to go, sort of, maybe ish.
This
I
is when
figured
Richard's
6
like, haha, you fool! It's yours now. I'm
Yeah.
free.
6 seasons in a movie, right?
Barovia is the Aberrant Empire.
I'll quit.
We have tentacle vampires now.
Yeah.
Ew. I mean, cool, but ew. And then one more further point of like just to give everybody a heads up. Starting out, everybody's kind of a little split up. Y'all 3 are together-ish, but we're starting with one. They're hopefully, unless he just says fuck it and leaves, gravitating towards the 3. Artem, I know we have a specific entrance for your character set up. It might not take place in a town. It might be somewhere else.
Song and dance number?
I'll just
I'm cool.
I'll
yes.
just beckon for you to come forth, and that'll be it. And I guess we're ready to go now.
Yay!
That's fucking
Wait,
Are you gonna-
Let's do it.
Are you gonna recap the? We have a couple different. What do you?
So,
Oh.
do you want to
shit.
go over stress first?
Yeah, I was just
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
ask
shit,
house
I
rules
forgot
and
about
stuff.
that.
Por favor.
So house rules, totally
Yeah.
spaced on that. So we're gonna do glancing blows.
Okay.
Not so much for magic, because magic is magic, but physical melee, like piercing, stabbing, slashing, whatever. If it meets the AC that like of your opponent, It's doing half damage. We're gonna go ahead and keep Richard's flanking for that +1, just because everybody seems to be in favor of it for the most part. It's me who doesn't like it because I need advantage like times 50.
You can have the advantage and the +1 if you position yourself right.
I need all of it, clearly, and then I need to do it 10 more times because I'm a failure. And then we are also doing, what is it? Darkest Dungeons and Dragons with stress. I have made some adjustments to it. You're not starting with like a whole lot of stress. You have like a few points to get to the stress. Let me see if I can't post a fun little picture in there. Hold on.
Are you going with the Reddit post?
Yeah. But with that edit of like, it's not, I get to control your character. It's going to be something else. I'll tick through them here in a sec.
So we should basically keep a tally of this, like in the same way that we're keeping track of slots and HP and stuff, like where we are on this scale.
I mean, I got it in whatchamacallit. Hold on. Let me see if I can't show it to you guys. No, I can't. That's so shitty. Okay, let's put it over here. I'll send it to y'all.
I almost wish you could have like text that carries over between maps, because we could just leave the stress meter at the top and Sid just updates it every time. And
Yeah.
like, I hate this.
So the way that I put it in the Discord chat, the way that it's standardly written, it's like exhaustion levels. So you hit 1 and you have that point of exhaustion. I went ahead and gave it some cushion between levels until the later ones, in which case it's like let's fucking go. For the stress table.
It's not scary at all.
So first element of stress is disadvantage on mental ability checks. That's intelligence, wisdom sort of stuff. Number 2, you gain one of the following debuffs until stress is reduced to 0. You either get distracted, which reduces AC, a headache, proficiency bonus are no longer added to your ability checks, pessimism, critical successes are treated as normal rolls, and dread, you're always last in initiative order. It's not going to be all 3 or all 4. We're going to make you roll a d4. It's going to be 1 because perpetual debuffs is shit. Sleep does not heal exhaustion, nightmares, and like you have disadvantage on mental saving throws. That goes to mental ability scores are halved. You then get hallucination, voices in your head, powerful urges to do things that you wouldn't typically do, and other mind-altering events. Character speed will be reduced to half. And then we have insanity and a permanent debuff at level 6. Again, there's stuff in between, and the way you get rid of those stressors is to have a full night's sleep, do something that your character enjoys, like something that you would typically do to de-stress in real life.
To kind of put a simple summary on it, you take exhaustion, you split it in 2. Exhaustion is all physical things, so like overexerting
basically,
yourself, breaking bones,
Okay, cool.
and then stress is like that, but for mental stuff. So witnessing something horrible, losing something bad, like barely surviving a battle. You know, if you've blocked out every time I've mentioned Darkest Dungeon, then the idea is anytime your hero goes through something stressful, like a harrowing battle or a horrible monster,
Or a slight inconvenience anytime I play.
Listen, I get it. I'm right there with you, man. That's me.
A paper cut,
You stubbed your toe on a crypt.
Stepped on a Lego. That's both right there.
It's bad. It's stressful. But yeah, and then it says some ways to remove stress include getting encouragement from your party members, performing an action that has sentimental value to the character, winning a battle without taking damage. Any little rays of sunshine you can get, we'll consider them de-stressors. And obviously, if everyone's just super negative towards the system, we can totally drop it. It's just something fun I thought we could probably implement for
Totally.
Barovia.
I think it's a cool idea. I think it's neat.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And I have now dropped it. I've now added it onto my character PDF, so I'm good to go.
I can probably send you guys what I have written up when we're done. What other special rules?
So do we roll to start with any stress or anything like that?
Oh, Artem,
So
why would
I
you
did
say
put
that?
I did put a debuffer into it. Like there's 2 levels before you get to any actual stress. I think, you know, having been in Barovia for a bit, your consideration of a super stressful event might be a touch different from somebody new to Barovia. That being said, I was also going to be giving the 3 new Barovia kids one of those little stress boxes. It's not stressed yet, but it's a, hey, this is stressful. I just woke up in a weird space. Again, if anybody wants to argue against that, I'm totally open to it. Let's see. And before we start, Artem, just to get it out of the way, do you want to roll a d20 for me real quick?
Yeah.
And I'll send you what you got to look forward to when you get going.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
This
buddy!
is,
All right.
for the rest of the game. I didn't even get
All
a
right.
save yet.
Strahd.
Oh,
You wake up,
all right.
All right, now Artem is re-rolling his character now.
You die.
You said grave cleric? Weird, because I just see grave.
Yeah,
That must be it.
I don't finish writing out the rest of the character. Okay.
Someone's about to add Junior to their character sheet.
Okay, so this is interesting because I technically have a negative dex. So
Oh shit!
does
So
it
that's
make me
interesting
slightly
anyway.
better?
Maybe.
I don't know how you want to do that. Or we could double the negative if you want, because it's just -1.
Yeah, we could do that. I think that'd be fine.
I think that's
so
more
funny
fun.
though that immediately it's like, well, about that. Okay.
Okay.
Super final point. Probably won't be a typically long session today. Just so then I can get you guys lined out, figure out where the fuck you guys want to go. Because again, Barovia is wicked walkable, guys. Wicked walkable.
You know, still pretty good.
Yeah, but okay. Is everybody ready?
Hope so.
Okay.
As ready as we're gonna be, I think.
Ready as we can be.
I lied. My boyf left, and I'm curious. Hold on. Oh, somebody's gonna go suit shopping.
Ooh.
I think I might have the husky
Can we
soundboard
hear
ready.
it? Can we hear it real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
All right. I'm ready.
Not shrieking enough.
Oh,
Yeah, it should just
I
be all
chose one-
howls all the time.
Can't tell
I
if that's
actually
just
thought
dark.
that was Lena and Sydney for a second.
I'm still adding them to the soundboard, so
Perfect.
but they're getting loaded in.
Okay.
I
And
think, Adeline is right here. She's just laying with me, but I think Sydney loves Melody at this point, and she doesn't see
Aw.
me anymore.
Oh.
muffins.
Melody is her new favorite person.
That's sweet.
Hmm.
Well, at least she liked, like, I mean, the amount of times I've interacted with people that are like, my dog hates my new boyfriend or my new girlfriend, and it's like, that's awkward, buddy. I'm sorry about that.
No,
Yeah.
she's in love with her.
Aw.
Good. Okay, now I'm ready. Everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yayo.
think so.
Alright. Pre-apologies for the monologue.
Wait, hold on. But before we start, is it Loosey Goosey or Goosey Lucy?
Loosey goosey.
I don't know. I really like Goosey Lucy.
Wait, sorry. What's the context? We're just
It's
like,
a community reference.
oh,
Oh.
I don't remember that one. Anyways.
It's when they're like, "All right, Annie, time to just loosen up a bit. It's
Oh,
okay."
right,
while
right,
she's
right.
moving in, she's like, "All right, Loosey Goosey, Loosey Goosey. Wait, is it Loosey Goosey or Goosey Lucy? It doesn't matter. All right."
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. All right. This place has a bloody beginning. In life, Strahd von Zarovich was a count, a prince, a soldier, and a conqueror. After the death of his father, King Barov, Strahd waged long and bloody wars against his family's enemies, and he and his army cornered the last of those enemies in a remote mountain valley before slaying every single one of them. Strahd then named the valley Barovia after his deceased father, and he was so enamored by its scenic beauty that he decided to live there. It was selfishness and cruelty that would inevitably seal Barovia's fate. Peacetime and loneliness made Strahd restless. It made him uneasy. And he felt that his best years were behind him, but he refused to follow the path of his late father. He took to studying magic, dark, forbidden magic that granted him the opportunity to forge a pact with the dark powers of the Shadowfell. In exchange, Strahd would be promised immortality. Not long thereafter, Strahd scoured those lands for wizards and artisans. He brought them from far and wide to the Valley of Barovia and demanded that they raise a castle to rival the fortresses of his ancestral homelands. Queen Ravenovia, still grieving the loss of her husband Barov, was fearful of Strahd. War had changed her son. It made him cold, and she kept herself and her youngest son Sergei away from Strahd for as long as she possibly could, but with the completion of the castle, she could deny her son no longer. Strahd commanded his mother and his brother to join them in the finished Castle Ravenloft, so named to demonstrate his love for his dear mother. While Sergei would come to live with Strahd, Ravenovia passed away while traveling to her namesake. Her body was there laid to rest in the crypt beneath the castle. Not long thereafter, Strahd would soon find love in a Barovian woman named Tatiana, but she wouldn't love him. She instead found love in the younger, warmer Sergei. And while Strahd was furious that his romantic efforts would be so spurned, pride would not let him stand in the way of their love. Or at least it didn't until the day of their wedding day, when jealousy fueled rage, and rage caused Strahd to murder Sergei. Strahd killed his little brother, drank his blood, and thus sealed his pact with the dark powers. He chased poor Tatiana among the gardens through the castle, determined to make her love him until she hurled herself off the castle balcony. She jumped to her death in an effort to escape Strahd's relentless pursuit. In his moment of grief, some of the castle guards took their opportunity to rid that world of Strahd. They banded together and they shot him full of arrows, but he did not die. The dark powers honored their pact. He slaughtered the guards, he destroyed his family's bloodline, and he doomed all of Barovia forever. The castle and the valley were all spirited away, hidden from the rest of the world, held hostage by a deadly fog, and that was centuries ago. Several centuries ago. Or multiple, or so. This place is bathed in blood. Generations of family have come and gone, and yet nothing has changed. Many an adventurer have come to Barovia searching for treasure, but they find death instead. The fog stops everyone from leaving, and the undead outnumber the living. But maybe this time it'll be different. We come to the Svalak Wood, a place perpetually infested by the creeping dark, but made home by others. Brian, would you like to introduce your character, please?
Really doing everything I can to not do a Shrek intro where I tear open the page and Smash Mouth starts playing. No, Dristan, appearingly young. Can I get a full screen of my art that I
am pulling that up right now. Slowly, it's coming though, I promise.
Dristan, what is there to say about Dristan? Tall, slender, half-cut hair. It looks like he hasn't slept in a while. Over his back, he has a bow slung. It seems to glimmer ever so slightly, but it's definitely taken its beatings over the years. He wears kind of a long midnight blue cloak that covers many belts and bandages and things of the sort. And noticeably, around his hip, carries a small lantern to give him light in dark times. And he's just kind of walking through the wood as if he's done it at least 1,000 times before.
Can I get you to roll a perception check for me, please?
E.
Solid. You, sitting in the wood, sitting in your home, otherwise home, you're comfortable with the sounds of the woods. You know the difference between a staggering zombie or like a wayward chipmunk like scurrying up a tree. And in the distance you hear this really steady that sound like bells. And before too long, you're able to pinpoint this woman who is familiar, but she's a stranger. It's a woman that you recognize, but you've never really personally met before. She's draped in colorful robes and like gentle scarves. She's got a set of like bells wrapped around her ankle, and it's a steady walk that occasionally has a weird kind of pivot, like maybe she's dancing to that beat that she's creating with her footsteps. And for a moment you're thinking that maybe she's just going for a walk, but as she grows closer you can see her eyes, and they are dead set on you. And she's making her approach. And as she grows closer, she gets this smile. Not quite all there, maybe a little loopy. Tristan, there you are, darling. I've been looking for you.
How do you know my name? No one's looking for me.
You've been around quite some time, dear boy. I know everybody in this place. She proceeds to walk forward, and as she does, she procures a deck of cards. She does that kind of that twist on her toe, and she like fans them out in her hands. They shuffle kind of dramatically. I have something very important to tell you, my dear.
Are you about to show me a magic trick?
In another life, I think, dear boy. No. I came to find you. Because this time it's going to be different. You know what I speak.
I think Tristan is kind of like, up to this point, been like coy, but kind of like, okay, all right, what are you trying to sell me? And then when she says this time it's going to be different, his eyes kind of sunk down in his already heavy bags and kind of stands, and a shadow kind of goes across his face. What would ever make you think that?
From the cards, just like a quick flick of her wrist. It doesn't even seem, the card doesn't seem to come from the deck itself so much, it just kind of appears in her hand. And she shows you a Taroka card. You can see that it's the 5 of swords. It's got a man brandishing a sword and a shield. He appears to be in battle. Because of this, dear boy. It is going to be different this time. If you'd like to, you can make an Arcana check to figure out if you know what the card means.
Are you sure? 5's pretty low, right? Wouldn't like a 7 or 8, maybe. He'll try and do it. I'm not very good at Arcana, but I'll try it.
Okay, only if you want to. You don't have to.
It's not very good at Arcana.
With other cards, perhaps, but not these cards, dear boy. This is the Myrmidon. It's very, very important, Tristan. Do you know why it's important?
No, but I'm sure you're about to tell me.
Sassy boy. It is heroes. Great heroes. It is the reversal of fate, the triumph of the underdog. And she so boldly reaches out and actually taps you on the nose. It's a long, like, bony finger. Like, her joints are just knots of bone and skin. Its fingers are super long, a little dirty. I drew this with the shepherd, Tristan. You, the shepherd. You have done it once before, you will do it again, but this time, it is going to be different. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I'm gonna insight her.
Sure.
Is this lady drunk? Crazy? Hi, all of them.
Who knows?
I didn't take insight, but doesn't matter.
She, like, her bearing is lofty at best. Like, she's talking about cards for telling future and, oh, things are gonna change because these cards said, but she seems invested.
Well, I'd say that's appropriate. A shepherd? Heroes? What are they but sheep? Oft to be led to the slaughter. This isn't new. This isn't special. I've seen it many times before. What makes you think this is any different?
I just know so. I feel it. I know you have tried and I know you have lost. But I can feel the shift in the wind. And I can feel that these people, and her eyes trail beyond you, staring into the trees beyond. And you can see her, like, counting on her fingers, just, these 3. But you will find one later, I think. They are ready. Not quite ready, but they will be soon. One more try, dear boy. Just try it once more. And if it is not so different, you will never have to do so again.
Oh. I'll die. How exciting.
You are so doom and gloom. And she reaches out, she grabs you, she tries to turn you towards where she herself was looking. And she reaches straight past you. Again, you see, like, just arm covered in scarves, that hand, that thin, creepy, witchy ass hand pointing. You will go that way. And you will do what you are destined to do. The cards have foretold it. And my cards do not lie.
Kristen's gonna kind of look and squint ahead. And then he's gonna look down at the card. Say, well, I wouldn't want to let the cards down, now would I? And he'll kind of put it in
Go
one
ahead.
of his many pockets.
There's another cackle. Her arm like drives back, and she like her hand like swings back, swats you on the ass, and she's like, "Go for it, go get them." That's it.
It's really nice to
Where's
hear
she
Val
point-
again.
I mean, I only have so many accents in my
No, I love it.
arsenal, so
Where she pointed, is there a road or a path, or is it straight into the
it's
woods?
fucking trees.
Oh, wood. I love thorns. And then he kind of slumps his shoulders a little bit, and he starts walking in that direction.
Wonderful. I don't have a complete splash page for this part. Hold on. Wait for it. We're gonna change some shit around quick.
Oh, old lady disappeared.
Transition.
It's all the same woods, guys.
I can talk to graphics. You can get a nice misty transition.
Good, good, good,
Fix it
good.
in post.
That's exactly what I need.
Is anyone listening to the Cass and Ravenloft? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I got the like spooky mystical part right
Yeah.
when.
It's great.
Oh wait, hold on. Can I add something?
It swelled perfectly when Sid was doing the opening monologue. It was like, but
Yeah.
then she died.
Wait, Sid,
Like,
hold on.
perfect.
Can I add something?
Mhm.
Tristan's gonna turn around and say, "What's your name?"
Her
Is she-
eyes
is she still there?
drift. Yes.
Okay.
I'll say it looks like she was ready to like bolt the hell out of there, but you turned around too fast. Her eyes actually drift to some of the birchwood and then back to you, and she leans in. You may call me Eva, but do not say it too loud. There are many ears and eyes around here, yeah?
You don't have to tell me twice.
Good boy. Come find me when you get them.
Where will I find you?
At the pools. I think that is where we settled for the day. The Sur pools to the north.
Once I find those sheep, I'll bring them to you.
You have a cruel sense of humor, dear Tristan. But I like it. Have a
have
good
to.
one. And
If
she
you live here.
she turns with like a flourish, a wave of all of those scarves, and she starts walking, those bells jingling. And she just kind of walks off into the not so deadly fog that fill the woods. And then we come to a group of strangers brought to the woods, whether willingly or by force. And let me see. Hold on.
This is post the letter where we woke up
Yes.
fizzy drugged.
Yes.
All right, perfect.
Can you guys see your characters okay? Not Garen.
We're-
Get the fuck out of
We're
here. You're
tiny,
not
but
here.
yes, I see him.
So this is all of us waking up in the same spot together?
So, you wake up and you each seemingly feel like you're alone for just a moment. You feel groggy. You feel this creeping, awful headache just pounding in the back of your skull. The events are fuzzy. They seem distant, like maybe time has taken them away, or maybe whatever was given to you was really good. You get the occasional flash of revelry, of music, the smell of food, You remember a man, but his features are hazy at best. But as you start to come to, you notice that you're just sprawled in the woods. A little far off from you, Noah, you see a silver-haired man draped in black, kind of starting to sit up. There's a dog who's sitting quite happily gnawing on a stick, to be honest. Zero cares. And then... Perfect. And then you see a creature who doesn't really look like a man. As you all come to, if you would like to introduce your characters, starting with Tony.
Yeah, so I imagine that was not an in-character stretch, by the way. I was actually stretching a moment ago. But yeah, I imagine Athena, the husky, kind of like is actually the first one awake and is kind of licking Achilles' face, like, you know, that kind of wake up move. So he's just kind of wiping the spittle away, just like, "Aye, girlie, I'm awake. Yeah, let's. Ooh, aye, ooh, feeling that one in the horns. Ow. Oi, how you doing, Athena? You doing well this morning? Yeah, okay." Kind of pets her a little bit. Looks around. So Sid, we didn't necessarily. The three of us didn't necessarily meet in the bar, right?
Unless y'all talked about character ties.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You guys are strangers.
Yeah, okay. So he just looks over and sees, yeah, like you described, these other two individuals, and just, it looked like strangers to me. You all right over there? I'm sort of feeling it in the head, real painful like right now, but you two feeling all right? And then he stands up, and he's it's on the higher end for haters, for satyrs. He's 6 feet tall. he's a hater. Yeah, so he kind of
satyr or a hater.
Yeah, so he kind of like stands up, you know, stretches out. Stretches out his calves / hooves a little bit. Stands up. Let's see what these two are up to, lass. But like is like kind of cautiously approaching the other two, since they're strangers to him.
Can you go ahead and make animal handling for me?
It's gonna be a lot of these, aren't there?
Potentially. God damn it, we can't have that long.
Well, we start with a 13.
You're hesitant. Athena, though, is a husky.
Mm-hmm.
Notoriously stupidly friendly on the best of days.
Yeah.
Doesn't run directly up to these two strangers, but is like happy to just kind of trot forward like, "Oh my god, hello."
Yeah. We don't know them. I think, oh, sorry.
Cyrus, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. You see a kind of a semi-gangly, pretty pale figure in fine clothing, a lot of black and silver accents, and it's hard to tell if he's alive for a minute because like he's not breathing, and he looks like he's been out in the cold for like a long time. And you see like one little exhale of just like a cold breath, just a little puff, and he just kind of like all in one motion jerks to sitting. And, who did this? They and he'll notice he's not alone and quickly stand up to gain composure and like against a tree and just, okay, what are we looking at here? So you're the new cronies then, yes?
I don't know nothing about any cronies. It's just getting my drink in last night and apparently had too much.
Yes, well, if you made an agreement, it's too late to back out now. You Let me get my bearings. Is there a place I could throw up?
He sort of motions to all the woods around them. I think you can take your pick, mate. Pretty much
Fetch him
anywhere.
up! Fetch him up! He kind of dry heaves a little bit and just right back to rigid, spins around on his heels. Yes. Who was the other one?
I
Noah,
don't know.
moved by the sound of potential throw up in your general vicinity, would you like to wake up and introduce yourself?
Yeah, quick question for the DM, and
Yes, sir.
tell me if you can't say, if it'd be revealing too much. Are we on a different plane of existence than where we were before?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna say he has his sword with him then.
Okay.
He's going to. Well, I should first say, this is a guy, helmet, scale mail, all down. So he like clinkety clanks as he's getting up. He's got a sword on him that has a pretty nifty design on the hilt, silver with various engravings. And before he even gets up, he's going to clutch onto that sword and kind of feels it for a second. And then kind of after a moment, he's going to start getting up. This is a guy who puts up a lot of walls, and you can see that because literally the only thing you see is the little slit for his eyes that kind of pierce out. They are as clear as like crystal waters, and in darkness they just catch the light just the right way where you just barely see the eyes and not much else. He gets up, continuing to clutch his sword, and just kind of scans everyone around. He's listening intently at what they're all saying. I think quickly he'll just say, like, if you want to throw up, keep that away from me.
No.
That way.
Yes. You will do nicely. Yes. And what are you?
I will do nothing nicely for you.
Oh, good. Excellent. That's what I'll pay you for. Eventually.
Okay. What is this place? Which
That
one
is-
of you did
Hey.
this?
No idea. I think we all woke up in the same state, friend. By the way, first of all, apologies because my accent's going to change like 7 times. But also, name's Achilles. This here's Athena. What about the two of you? Yes, Skirly, they heard you.
I understand.
That's not.
They heard you the first time. And your
Just
name's...
waiting for one that's just a blood-curdling scream.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Adelina might just provide one at some point.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Name's Noah. So we're all in the same situation.
And I am Cyrus Ulysses Norfolk Turnway. I'm sure you've heard of my father. But
I've heard of something that sounds like your father.
yes, our name is no matter. Did we accept
I'll
some
let
sort of
you know.
job?
Can I
If
roll
you
a
don't like
history
s-
check to
I
see
was-
if I've heard of his father?
Sure.
Oh
And,
shoot, I did not mean to roll 3 of those.
on-
Let's take the first one, so it's a 15.
I was actually
on the
going to
7.
also prompt y'all to go ahead and make, like, I think it's just intelligence for trying to remember things, that isn't just completely history.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm a flat
Oh
intelligence.
shit,
that's fine.
where'd it go? Hold on.
Wow, I really don't remember shit right now. Is it fair to say, like, I feel like my character would already be stressed at this point of like, shit, where the fuck am I?
Oh yeah, no, like I said, like coming in, y'all get stressed.
Got it. Okay.
I'm passing it out like candy right now.
Okay, so already check off 1 on the stress meter. Got it.
Yeah. So for that first one, I feel like you would have heard that name somewhere. You might not be able to pinpoint exactly where, but as a guard, like you've overheard that name in some circles. Hold on here. Not quite yet at number 1 though, like as far as things go. Like I'll tell you when you gotta stress. And then all 3 of you, actually, so Cyrus and Achilles, you remember a little bit more to what you could only hope to be the previous night. You hope it was the previous night. You remember the man in the scarves. You remember him providing you with drink and like a big radiant smile. But you also remember him giving you a letter.
Healers will start like, doing this move. Hey, don't know if you two wound up with one of these, but I remember being handed this before everything went all, fizzy in the brain and whatnot. You two got letters on you.
Yes, I appear to.
You got one, Cyrus. And you, Noah, you have one of these as well?
So we all wake up with one of those.
Yep.
I, a lowly
Yes, I do.
servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. We plead for thy so desperately needed assistance. The love of my life, Irina Kliana, has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have her saved from this menace. There's much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows if thou shalt but answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand. All that I have shall be thine.
Hope he has a lot.
Kolyan Indirovich. Is that name either you two know?
Indirovich. Yes, sounds wealthy.
Can we do a roll for that, Sid?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna go.
Could I specifically roll a history to tell if the name sounds Barovian? Because I feel like I've been trying to track down this general area for a while.
Sure.
I'm assuming I get nothing with a 5. So.
No. For a split second, even you're like, "What is a burgomaster?" It could be Noah. Like it could be a name. It sounds like it would come from that region. But also,
it literally says a lowly servant Barovia. Never mind.
yeah. Like
Okay.
you could probably suss out, but just namesake alone. I mean, probably, but it's a name. People name their kids apples sometimes.
I feel like it takes that full 10 just for me to reread it and see Barovian in there.
Your head hurts
still,
really good.
Yeah.
If y'all want to go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay. So my husky rolls them if she can use her scent, if they're keen senses at advantage. If that
yeah, go for it.
Great. All right. What does she have? Okay, she's got a +1. All right. And I have a +2. Okay. All right. Here's me.
Well, Cyrus doesn't see it because he's busy wiping away the mud, and as he brushes it, the fabric cleans itself and becomes freshened.
I actually have a +2. My bad. So 10 for me and a 19 sniff check for the dog.
Athena suddenly raises her head, her nostrils flaring, and she just turns, very similar to a cat just staring into space. But she seems really intent on one direction in particular. Noah, you looking up from the letter, see the dog's attention turn, and you look up as well, just in time to see elven-appearing man draped in some dark fabric, a bow on his back, as Dristan makes his approach.
Oh wow, she wasn't kidding. Really, just in this direction.
And he's
Oh,
fucking
he's huge! There's a giant in these woods!
He's fucking massive!
Are we near any? Are we on a road or anything, or is there a tavern or anything nearby?
You are like, hold on. Let me bring you. Oh, I don't have a frickin' symbol. Hold on, we'll just make a fucking little circle. Whee. See, and sometimes it doesn't let me do Control-Z either. The silly little thing. Okay. Hold on. Y'all are do. So, red splotchy thing, midpoint near the bottom. I'll make it bigger.
Yes.
That's right about where you guys are.
Okay.
We're in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
Yeah. Where would we have been drinking the night before?
Not here.
Anywhere near here.
Actually, go ahead and roll it to intelligence again.
Okay.
You see the man approaching. You see your dog like paying him like attention, but it's not. She isn't like honed in like this guy's a threat. Her tail's even kind of lazily swaying. You turn your head, you kind of trying to get a look around on your bearings. Like, I mean, you've been doing hunting for your whole life. Surely this is familiar, but it's not. You get this brief flash of being in the bar. Fast forward, smash cut. You're in the back of a wagon. There's arms underneath, or there's hands underneath your armpits. You're being dragged through mud and gravel. And then you're here again.
And do I remember these other gents being dragged as well? Or that's just what happened to me? Okay.
I mean, that's your memories. You don't remember seeing anybody.
Okay.
But it clearly happened to these three guys here.
Yeah. As I see the dog paying attention, I see who I don't know to be Dristan, but this individual approaching. Aye. You're carrying a letter. The three of us all have letters. What about you?
No letter. And then Dristan's going to pull out his card from his pocket. And he's going to look at first the satyr, like, no. And then look at the fancy boy, and he's like, definitely not. And he's going to look at the last one, the knight in the helmet with the shield and sword. Be like, could be a coincidence.
So he shows himself. You bring us here for what purpose? Well, I tell you before you can explain yourself that you've made a grave error. For now, you will face me and my underlings, and you shall face a terrible end. So, what do you have to say for yourself?
You're pretty intense, mate. I can't imagine I had too many drinks with you last night. Jeez.
Be cool, we're doing the thing.
Where are your underlings?
Guys, come on, come on, at least pretend to be a unit here, come on. The show is on.
I've got sort of a duo thing going on. Anyways.
Are you performers? Is that how this works? Do I have to tip you? I don't have much gold.
You didn't do this, did you?
No.
Well, then I suppose you will not suffer a cruel fate.
I also did not pee your pants,
What?
if you're wondering.
Could I roll insight to see if this guy? I mean, as a player, he looks pretty ranger-like. Can I see if my
Absolutely.
character can determine?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I do investigation instead of insight?
Yes.
Just seeing if I notice the bow. With the...
Later.
Been nice.
Sir, can you answer me one thing? Are we in Barovia right now?
I think Tristan looks up and like cut to wide shot, like crows flying, caw, caw, like dark swirling vortex sky, a light mist somewhere in the distance, someone screaming. It's like, yeah, you're in Barovia.
Good. So Strahd is nearby.
You should hope not. Otherwise, your trip here would be a very short one.
Who's this Strahd fella you're talking about?
He has something that I need, and glad I've gotten this close. Sir, you mentioned you do not have much gold. I have a good amount on me. Will you take me to his castle? I'll give you all the gold I have.
I'll tell you what. I think we might be going in the same direction, as it turns out. I can take you somewhere else first, but I can take you there eventually. I promise you, if you go now, it will be a very, very short journey for you. If that's what you're looking for, to end things, there are quicker and easier ways to do so.
You seem to have some connections around here. You know, you wouldn't happen to have seen a satyr like me, but a little bit taller, a little bit older, went by the name of, whatever I said it was in my backstory. She's like my hero, though. She's like, you know, a ranger like me.
Do I know anyone who's like him?
No. Yeah, I won't even make you roll for it. The majority of Barovia, straight up, humans, elves, half-elves. There is the occasional, like, adventurer coming through that has horns, or like, you know, is a, whatchamacallit, a tabaxi. But you would know, like, you would remember if another satyr came wandering through.
I can tell you now, you're the first satyr I've seen. Barovia has a diversity problem, as it would seem.
That's a bit diversity problem.
But I can tell you what. I can bring you somewhere. I can get you cleaned up, fed, a fresh pair of pants for you, and I can take you where you want to go. I can bring you answers, and I can be your guide in this place. But you can go at your own. You can walk into the perils of Barovia and become a part of its scenery permanently. I would recommend the first option.
I mean, listen, Athena here and I... By the way, that's the name of the satyr I'm after. Her name's also Athena. That's beside the point. Clearly you don't know her. That's right, girly. We're kind of a duo kind of thing, but... I don't know. Three of us all woke up with the same letter. You don't have it, but... I don't know. This isn't my...
No, I believe this is good. We need a guide in our troop. You know, someone else to fold in. Yes, this will do nicely.
Maybe something like that. I don't know. All I'm saying is, this is uncharted lands for me. I don't know what anything is. I don't know anybody besides, well, don't really know all of you other than first names. Achilles, by the way. That's Noah. That's Cyrus. This here's Athena. Same as the one I'm looking for. Right. Point is, I don't know my way around these parts, but you seem to, so you're my best bet for finding what I need.
You keep mentioning a letter. May I see this?
Right. You don't have one of your own? You mind if I take a look at that card you got, fella?
Sure. Maybe you can divine more insight from it.
I don't know, so can I roll anything for this card?
You can also roll Arcana, and I'm getting...
I'd like to become like obnoxious over his shoulder, like
Brian,
glaring
I
at the
gave you
card.
that letter, right? Like I made that
Yeah,
available
yeah,
to
I got
everybody?
it.
Okay, okay.
Do I recognize any of the names on the letter?
You do. Let me pull it up. Unfortunately, I got 50 of them in here. You recognize Irina. Village of Barovia's adopted, like the burgomaster's adopted daughter. You know that name.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize Colian. It's the burgomaster. But I want you to roll investigation for me.
Refreshing. Would I have advantage on this roll for any reason?
Actually, yeah, probably. Go for it.
I choose not to know.
No, and actually, I'll actually give you maybe a point of stress on that. That's pretty fun.
Oh.
Not like a point of stress, but you're like, your box got ticked. This is a great time.
Okay.
There's something off-putting about the letter, not in its content, but the writing itself. You stare at it hard for a moment, and then no, I can't figure, like, something's off, but you really can't pinpoint what.
There was a wax seal on it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Are they? I'm guessing they're all broken.
Yes.
Is there any way to investigate to make sure that the wax seal, if I were to put the two pieces together, or if they're still there, to try and see if it matches up with what I know of his crest?
Yes, and I'll say you can do it with advantage. You got 3 people with 3 letters.
Oh, and I'll kind of nudge them together, and they seal as I cast mend into one hole.
I think it technically has to be just one person's seal with men, but
Well,
you can do that.
No, I mean just the 2 pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh one.
Roll a d4 for me.
Hey, that's a neat
Cyrus.
trick.
Oh. It is no trick. It is twisting reality to my will.
Yeah,
This guy's really
the
intense.
whole seal is there. None of it's broken off. You, like a snap of the fingers, that thing mends together. You see, hold on, let me pull it up. It's a single crest, is what you see. I mean, it looks more like a shield that's lost any sort of any real detail to it. It's just the outline of a shield. It looks like there could be some indentions of like where the shield like sections off for different colors, but other than that, it's just a shield.
But it is his crest, correct? It's not a forgery or a phony or anything like that.
Nope, as far as you know, that belongs to the burgomaster.
So do I know, real quick, the Ava asked me to bring them to the pools
Yes.
when I found them.
Mhm.
Where are the pools?
there.
The Iser Falls.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me move over. Hold on. Oh, sorry, my bad. To the right.
Is that an I or a T?
Ah.
I thought that was sir, but I just saw the other one. It's going that
Iserpool.
way. To the right, yeah.
Iser Pool. And I need to. They want to go to where the Burgermaster
Which is
is.
in the village of Barovia.
Oh, that's convenient.
I did it by accident. Are you proud of me?
Is this correct scale? 25 miles?
Yep.
Well, you're all in luck. Where I need to bring you is on the way to where you want to go. So, at least
What do you
before
mean by
this
where
land
you
claims
need
you.
to? What do you mean by where you need to bring us?
Yes.
I was asked to find you.
By who?
By a crazy witch of the wood.
I don't really like the sound of that. I've got to be honest with you.
Why
Honestly,
are you following the orders of a crazy witch of the wood?
Because she's honestly one of the few people I can trust here.
Interesting. And where are you to bring us?
Can I pick up a map off the ground?
Yeah. I mean, it's so weird. It's just it's dirty, but it's on the ground, like right under your foot.
Well, we're doing tail to
No.
tail rules, I see.
Always.
I think actually he'll just draw an arrow, and then in the mud somewhere he'll draw. See this bloody plot right here?
Yes.
That's where I found you all. And then if we go this way, he'll draw a big circle. Iser Pool. That's where you need to stop.
Oh, I
And
hope
then
that's
right
a
on
luxury
the-
hotel of some sort.
Sure.
Yes.
And then on the other side of
a
that
spa day. Yes.
is the village of Barovia. How would I feel about reading that Irina is sick or afflicted? Is this something I knew about, or is this something that's been happening for a long time? Or does this feel sus among us? Imposter.
I was in Medbay.
God, when was the last, like, you don't have to like think too hard into it. Do you think you've been to like the village recently?
Let's roll for it.
Let's roll for it.
I must away for fluids.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been. Hold on here. You know of her. You've heard talk about her. This woman that the burgomaster just took in as one of his own. You know that there's been talk of an unwanted suitor. But nothing of an illness.
Is Irina well liked? Is she a Princess Di character?
Yes.
Hmm.
Sweetheart to everybody that she manages to see outside, because nobody ever goes outside there. But very, very fond. Like, people adore her.
This Irina woman, she's, from what I remember, very well liked. And it would make sense that the Burgermeister would be sending invitations all about. You said none of you are from here originally?
Not even close. Come from a place where a lot more people look like me.
They must be truly desperate.
I don't know about desperate, mate, but just new territory on this same old quest. Sid, did I glean anything from a 17 on that card, by the way?
You've seen cards similar to this. Also, I deeply apologize. I totally space cadeted on that.
No, it's okay.
You've seen cards similar to this back home.
Okay.
but nothing like this. You can probably determine that it's a form of tarot deck.
Okay.
But you haven't seen this character in any of the decks that you've seen.
Okay. I've seen cards like this before to me. Well, not exactly the same one, but I see what you mean about needing to lead us or whatever. And he like, Cyrus is like looking over his shoulder, like as he said, it was like looking over at it, like, hey, I would've let you look too, mate. You don't gotta creep over me like that. Noah, do you want to take a look at this yourself? Maybe you know more about it than I. Noah, did you want to take a look at this card yourself? Noah / Richard.
Sure.
Maybe you can glean more than me.
I am proficient in Arcana. Would that help?
I mean,
Full
you were looking over
disclosure.
my shoulder, so I assume you get a roll too.
Full disclosure, my guy is such a fuck up. He is my first character who does not have any more than a +3 modifier to anything.
It's good to know.
You made a me character. I make that shit all the time.
You mean like me as in yourself, or like Nintendo MII?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's me.
Okay.
But no, like starting out, I was always just like, this sounds fun, and it wasn't ever like a let's make this effective.
Fun over form every time.
So what am I rolling here? Arcana?
I got the same roll, but I'm proficient. I don't know if that changes anything.
I think you all are just rolling Arcana to see if you know anything about the cards. Cyrus, same thing. I mean, maybe it's a different kind of tarot deck. Maybe it's some from a different region.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's just a whack ass thing of playing cards because it's a 5 of swords instead of a club or a diamond.
This is obviously some sort of knockoff.
Noah, you kind of get the same vibe. It could be tarot. It could be a playing card.
What time of the day is it?
It's a nice overcast, kind of dark but not super dark yet. Probably mid-morning. Slight drizzle in the forecast today.
Ah, delightful weather.
Well, it's not terribly far. These woods are not terribly friendly. I would recommend we start making haste before darkness falls. How many of you are adept at maneuvering in the darkness?
Darkness has never been an issue for me.
Can't see really good in it, but I move pretty stealthy.
I'm well equipped for it.
Good. You might survive. And then Dresden's gonna pluck the card back and then kind of put it back in his.
Right, yeah, there you go. Well, you three really seem all doom and gloomy. You got something about this place y'all know that I don't know. I don't know, I still feel pretty chipper, but the rest of you are all... I don't know.
Yes, you are a delightful ray of sunshine in this gloom. Yes, I can see why I brought you into my ranks.
Right.
Very dangerous and powerful man creature who lives here.
Someone you're afraid of.
Woodsman, you seem as though you understand these dangers. Do you think there is any way that if I follow you, do you think you will eventually be able to get me to Strahd's castle?
I think as sure as you'll see the sun tomorrow, I can take you to Strahd's castle and you can see.
Okay. Can I roll insight?
Absolutely.
Cyrus. Okay, I'll let you.
So Richard, the player, knows that it's never gonna be like sunshine, and so he's basically saying no. But does no one know that with a 15?
I would say with a 15, you're like this guy's bullshitting me. But I would say a little past that, there's a little bit of pain there. There's some truth that he wants it to be.
Better than nothing.
You have your things? Shall we go?
I guess I'm all ready to go. Seems like there are two.
Sure.
Come on, Lassie.
Act light.
If there are dangers about, I suggest you all stay close. Like within like 30 feet, meta.
Coo, 30 feet. Coo.
Yeah.
Right. Well, if we're gonna be fighting, then perhaps. Oh, good. They didn't take my weapons. And he draws 2 spears from his back. I'm always down for a little scrap here and there. Same with Lassie here.
I was
All right.
I was gifted an enchanted blade that will warn if there's any danger approaching. Will keep us a little safer if these woods are indeed dangerous.
They are.
Then stay close.
A good proving ground. Yes, excellent. Yes, a good way to show. To take a look at my minions' news. Did we make an agreement? I'm a little fuzzy of last night, but did we?
Cyrus,
Did I give you the pitch?
Roll
I
a
would.
d20. Do an intelligence check real quick.
This whole guy's deal is hilarious, though, Andrew. I gotta say.
Thank you.
Yeah, Richard is enjoying him way more than Noah is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it come through yet. Have you rolled it?
Who's rolling which what?
Cyrus, if you want to roll intelligence check.
Oh, my apologies.
No, you're good. You're good.
Intelligence check. Oh,
Oh, so close.
Man, like,
I know earlier, for recall, it was pretty good. It was like a 16 or something. But
in this moment, trying to
Mhm.
recall just how much money you gave these guys to be your lackeys. Like, is this really working out? You can't remember. You don't recall.
I quickly like reach into my bag and pull out my coin purse and count, and I don't see anything missing. So surely I put it on the account. Then it must be on the tab. Yes,
I assure you, I would have made no such deal to serve.
I gotta be honest, I don't remember aligning with you either. But clearly someone had it out for all 3 of us if we had the same letter.
Yes. So I didn't give you a spiel about, building an empire to raise power and smash all our enemies under the cold fist. And you could be a part of that team, part of that power. And, it's kind of a pyramid-based thing. You work for me, and then you will have a support team of your own. So you can then order people around, and you'll be like the top-tier baddies. You know what I mean?
Doesn't really sound like
Under me, of course.
Doesn't really sound like my scene, if I'm being honest.
You don't have any enemies you'd like to smash under your hand, or at least pester on a regular basis?
No, I just like making friends. I hope by the end of this I'll feel the same about you.
Friends. Interesting. Okay. Well.
First time I've ever used the word ye out loud before.
Guess this sad sack. I'll pull out the letter and start reading again. Guess this sad sack must have said something to pull on my tender heartstrings. I have moments of weakness.
Aye, maybe focus on those. They help you get along with other people better.
Well, obviously I did something to work well with you 3.
Guys, there's a blood splotch moving around on the map. Is that us?
Sorry.
Are we the?
Yeah, I wanted it to be the blood
It's just like
splatter
a
that you guys
cloud
worked
of
on.
blood coming in.
That'd be terrifying.
is,
Like instead of a
this is
slime,
combat.
instead of a gelatinous cube, it's just a mist of blood moving in.
Never mind. I don't want to go to Strahd's castle. I'm
I'm
getting
so
out
bummed.
of
I
here.
can't find like a good like see-through like transparent like blood spatter PNG to be your guys' quest marker, but
It's all right. This works. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little platelet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Although if it was a cloud of blood, I could just imagine Ryan's character being like, "Oh yeah, don't get near that thing," and it just
Yeah.
keeps going.
Oh,
here we go.
Bloodstorm. I'd avoid that.
No, Athena, don't. I know it smells good. Don't go near there. No.
That's Achilles actively holding her back.
No.
And she's like,
said
"I
don't
wanna
go
go."
closer. Oh, man.
Oh dear.
I love her to death, but she's just a real.
The last. So do you
Oh,
guys
man.
head out?
Yeah.
I guess
Okay.
so.
So
I think as we walk, like Cyrus does this bold, like trying to be like the this presence of power, but like a little rustling noise will happen, and he'll kind of like take a step back behind Noah, and like kind of brace himself behind Noah and peek out and realize nothing's going on, and just yeah, yes.
Get off me.
No, I wasn't even touching you. You.
I'm gonna check to make sure all my gold is in my coin pouch.
What do you take me for? Some common thief?
No, I would never find you as a common thief.
That's right. Very good.
will one of
Really
y'all,
very
because I'm
special.
super fond of it, will one of you all roll a D100, please?
I'll do it. Okay. Ooh.
All right. Tain't
So the journey isn't necessarily an easy one. It's dark, misty, cold woods, occasionally Dryston, or sorry, I like keep seeing it and I want us to say it just phonetically. Driston, sometimes you'll find a reason to hold up the party, kind of hold up your hand, call for a stop as you try to figure out where certain sounds are coming from. And eventually, like the fine earth, it turns more muddy. It comes out of that mud back onto solid ground. But as you go, can all of you make a perception check?
Is this before or after we've crossed the road? Because I see that there's a road that goes through here.
Probably just before.
Okay. Just a note for the DM when we get to the road, my character would definitely say something.
Okay.
All right. I hope this. I'm gonna try to roll them together. Let's see if this works well. Okay. So 21 for
Woo.
me. 21 for me and a 15 for the
Oh
dog.
shoot, that was a D100, and I still got
And
it.
you got a 10.
We'll keep it. We're keeping it.
Uh,
Oh my god, it
Uh,
almost rolled over on a 9 again.
Yep.
Let's see here. As a favor, because I like just for face value, would you be able to, like, moving forward, roll Athena separate
sure.
from those checks, just so I
Yeah.
can like get a
I did it.
like quick
Yeah.
glance?
Yeah. I was doing them separate before. I wanted to see if combined would work, but I guess it's too much. So. You got
Okay,
it.
so Driston, you hear like growling just before Athena like meets you, like just comes and like stands at your side, her ears up and her tail going still. Tracing to where it's coming from, you see a leg clothed with like bits of armor. Looks like maybe armored shoes, perhaps.
Okay.
But there is dog is not the right word for it. It's some sort of beast. It's covered in fur. Its jaws are locked onto this pant leg, but where one of its paws should be is a curled hand, humanoid, pulled up close to the chest. There's flashes of pale pink flesh beneath the fur that looks more human than it does animal. And it's yanking really hard at this pant leg that is attached to all you see is a leg that is sticking out from beneath a bush.
Okay. I mean, it's something up there. It's tugging at what I gotta presume is a dead body. Otherwise, you'd think it'd be kicking back. Any you so I don't recognize what this thing is, yeah? Or could I roll, I guess? Is it worth
You
it?
could roll, but no.
Alright, I won't bother. I won't bother. Hey, mates, any of you know what that thing is up there? He's, like I said, it seems to be going after a corpse or something.
You said it was like a half beast, half man type deal?
Yes.
Man, bear, pig.
Well, obviously it's indisposed at the moment. We should just let it do its business. We should do ours. Yes.
I hold tight my weapon of warning.
Tristan's gonna kind of like listen to the area around us, because just as a general rule of precaution, where there's one, there are often more. Did he hear any others besides the one tearing at the pant leg?
Go ahead and roll perception. You don't hear anything. You don't sense anything. You take a look at the ground to see if you notice footprints, and you do, but it looks like just a single humanoid track from where you can see feasibly. And this hold on. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, but you do, I mean, it's not uncommon that these things travel alone, but typically there's more.
Tristan's gonna kind of just quietly, like, point in the direction of the path or an area that's like least inhibited, and tell them just to kind of go, while he keeps eyes locked on them, on the beast.
Do we have time for me to cast a spell? It's not an offensive spell.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Mage Armor, so like the air gets cold around Cyrus, and little wisps of like black smoke start wisping around, and kind of soak into his clothing. And
Almost as if prompted by you armoring up, you hear this shred of fabric as like the pant leg gives way underneath this creature's like insistent like tugging. Some of the body that was underneath the bush like jerks out into view. There's armor. It looks humanoid.
And you hear from the bush, "I fucking get the hell off of my leg!" as he starts kicking at it.
I thought it was a corpse, and I stand corrected.
it's awake, alive. I suppose we step in. Damn beasts.
Tristan is like, right away, his brain's like, I don't know this guy. There's nothing wrong. I don't have to do shit. But then he's given a reluctant flashback where it's like, and you'll find one more. And he's like, and he'll pull his bow and knock an arrow. You should probably prepare yourselves.
Noah doesn't know if we're doing this or not, but his sword probably does, because his sword is what gives him advantage on initiative. So I guess his sword is gonna tingle once everybody else starts, like, getting ready. The sword's like, oh, we're doing this.
So
he'll pull out his
Just
sword.
kept walking and minding my own business. And
so
I'll release an arrow.
there you go. Go ahead and roll for it. It's pretty weak. I don't think a full initiative order is totally called for unless.
I mean, if it's popping off, it is popping.
$14 to hit.
Nice. Yeah, buddy, that hits.
Actually, with the, I know we're not doing formal, but with the first, so with the first attack, let me get the jargon right. With Dread Ambusher, at the start of
Go ahead.
At the start of your first turn of each combat, your walking speed increases by 10 feet, which lasts until the end of that turn. If you take the attack action on that turn, you can make one additional weapon attack as part of that action. If the attack hits, it takes an extra 1d8. So he'll release one, and when it keeps moving, he'll release another. Almost in
I
like
can go for it. Yeah.
a robotic moment. Uh, 12 to hit.
Yep.
And then an extra d8 is 25 damage.
Noted. You initially dead set on just leaving this thing to its leg that's sticking out of a bush. But as soon as the man in the bush like rears back and kicks, and it kind of staggers back with a yelp, as it lunges forward back towards you, Garen, just one arrow just straight into its shoulder, with the one with the human hand. It stumbles off to the side, yelping again, and as it turns tail to leave, just another arrow just right into its back, and it drops.
That was quite impressive.
That's pretty good. I usually gotta get a bit closer to do that.
Hey, corpse, are you still alive?
Yeah. And he sort of like rolls out of the bush. Probably was like in the bush itself. So as he rolls, he actually falls like a couple of feet down and gets up. Is like, oh my god, that hurt. Hold on.
Firebolt.
He's gonna turn around for a second, and you just watch as he vomits behind him into the bush that he was in.
Oh, so much vomiting.
Well,
I gesture to him and turn to the rest of you guys and see, it happens. It's
well,
not
it's twice
weird.
in a day that's gone down.
Or come up.
Do I know this man?
Whose man
Go
is this?
ahead and roll intelligence. It's very similar to your interaction with Madame Ava. You recognize the face, but you don't know personally.
I will say, as he turns back around, he is armored. I mean, the picture has plate armor. He doesn't have plate armor, but we can work around that. He is old. He is in his late 60s, totally grayed hair. He has marks all over his face, scars from years of being battle worn. And two things stand out more than anything else on him. One, the armor is old and worn to the point that you can see where bits of it are missing. And in those pieces that are missing, there are very clear blood stains that have long since dried out in the armor. And the other thing is, hanging from his neck is a very prominent looking holy symbol, which I don't know if Tristan would understand from the area, but it's like he's clearly like a higher tier priest of some sort in this area.
16 religion.
Yeah, girl, you recognize that.
Yeah, so he is wearing a very fancy Morning Lord amulets.
Is that morning with a U? Or
No,
like time of day?
like
Okay.
actual Morning Lord. It's like
It's funny
a symbol
because
of
that's
a sun
actually
rising.
that's actually a joke among some of the people here. Is it morning or is it morning?
So yeah, it looks like a golden sun rising over a hill, cresting over a hill. It's the only thing of note or worth on this entire man's person, because everything else is old and broken, including the sword and shield that he like starts to lift out of the bush, which are also now covered in his vomit. So he's like shaking it off and like, ah, God, fuck.
I've been through
That's
a
gonna
few
smell
hunts.
for weeks.
I've been through a few hunts and scraps myself, but you seem a little worse for wear, my friend. That armor could use some tweaking.
That's fine. It's just, oh my God. Okay, well maybe a little bath later.
Yes, we're going to pools, so that's going to be I await a good hot steaming stoke, perhaps with jasmine and lavender. It'll be good for the humors. I am hoping to get a king suite.
Sure.
Okay.
Holy man.
All right, well,
You're
sorry.
a local of these parts, are you not?
Yeah. Ain't never. Well, and he looks like right at the satyr as he looks at them. You bring friends?
That remains to be determined. But
Hey, come on, we're buddies, aren't we?
I like this guy.
He's a shit
was
friend if
told-
he brought you here.
I'm here out of mutual benefit.
I was told I would find someone like you.
I don't swing that way.
Nor do I. But today, you need to swing with us. It seems destiny has called you this way.
You can see I'm a man of the cloth, right?
Oh, yes. No one's ever swung that way in the man of a cloth.
I take offense to that.
The sass is biting. I love it.
Well, I saved your life. Why don't you come with us? We can get you cleaned up, some food in your belly, and you won't die if more come.
Yeah, all right, fuck it. He just straps the shield to his back and puts his sword away.
When Dristan says that, he kind of closes his eyes. He's like, "Please say no, please say no." And then he's just fucking
So, right, new friend. That one's Tristan. That one's Noah. This here's Athena. That one's Cyrus. And
Ulysses Norfolk Turnway.
Cyrus for short. What's your name, new friend?
Garen. Garen Ward. And he puts out his hand. The glove is clearly covered in all sorts of mess of different liquids, whether it's mud or blood from one point, or the vomit, of course.
Achilles hasn't put his spears away yet, so he like tosses them both into one hand so he can shake your hand before putting them back on his back. I'm an outdoorsman myself. I don't sweat the fluids and whatnot on your glove, although it is still better for efficiency for you to clean up your whole thing every once in a while, just for the record.
Yeah, well, you gotta get to the place with the water first.
Well, yeah, of course. Can't do that when you're sleeping in a bush. Which, for the record, what you doing sleeping in a bush when there's beasties about?
Oh, I probably just drank too much. You know, as you do.
I've had that problem myself.
And he pulls out a flask.
Oh.
And just immediately takes another drink.
Little hair of the
That
dog.
would be when Dristan pulls out his card again and he kind of does the rack focus to Girin. He sees the shield and the armor. Does he have a sword?
He does. He has a long sword.
Great. You put the card away again.
You looking at me funny, kid?
Yeah. You get used to it. And he'll kind of just turn and keep walking the way he was going.
As we walk, hey, can I get a sip of that? A little hair of the dog might be good for me as well. No offense, girl.
Oh, sure.
Thanks,
And
mate.
he hands it over.
Ah, great stuff. So where are we headed, Dristan? And he gives him like a big old slap on the back.
We're headed to the pools.
So, as you continue with your super fun group of new best friends, the grounds do even out and the trees do begin to clear and they make way for a roadway. It's shoddy at best, like filled, like it's a road worker's like worst nightmare. It's just there's potholes, there's puddles that you feel like you could probably like lose a small child in. But it is a cleared path lined with cobble to kind of mark where the road is. And it kind of curves upward to the north before like making a bend.
Woodsman, left or right? Which direction?
It goes off to the right. It kind of
direction?
goes northeast, and then the bend goes down like just straight south. Do I not have you guys on the thing? Yeah, I do. So it's
Left or right to get Strahd's castle?
You wanna go
northeast. So
where?
right.
I thought that was the scary fella. You want to see him?
He has something I need to retrieve.
What, some powerful relic? Some device of unimaginable power that you can use to... Getting ahead of myself.
A key
Key to a vault?
to something very important to me.
Garen's gonna walk over to him and put a hand on his shoulder. He's just gonna say, "We don't go to Ravenloft."
Not the name of the castle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I need to go there. What do you expect to find at this pool? Is it something that could help us to get into the castle?
Water.
Where we're going eventually on this path of ours, we'll cross him. He always finds us.
You know,
Always.
I know he's a scary fella and what that, but you think he might know where my other hunter friend is if he's such an all-knowing, all-roaming presence in this land.
You had best hope not.
Aye. So, like, if he knows, then she's probably not in a good state.
You could say that.
I don't know if I've seen a single person that is in a good state around here, but
Hello? Present company excluded, I assume.
Yes, obviously.
Right? You got a happy one and a happy two right here.
Tristan
give
looks
it
at
a week.
Garen, and he's like, they don't know yet.
like 2 days.
But by the end of this, it's just we have to do like it's like a before and after shot, like the end of the campaign. Achilles, like he's just got the big sunken eyes, and he's just like, I want to go home so bad.
So what you're saying, if we continue to scout around Barovia, Strahd will come out of his castle. And we'll be able to face him not in his domain.
It's not exactly what I'm saying, but it's not wrong either. I would not recommend going to his domain. Many have tried.
Well, I suppose it's a good thing we're going to be, what, just a couple of miles south of it then?
Yeah, I really don't like to get this close. It's best to avoid his ever-watching eye.
But your card told you to take us to the pools and whatnot.
Listen, woodsmen, maybe many have tried, but they haven't had the power that I've had. I've been gifted power by the all-powerful Xenia.
Who's that?
Who?
She's a powerful fiend. Her power is only eclipsed by her beauty. And she has given me incredible power. So, I would not underestimate me. As a meta thing, Ryan, you've probably met a number of people who have also had power from her. This is not the first guy. Probably. She's given power to a lot of people.
What would I roll for that? See if I've heard any champions of Xenia.
I would accept history or maybe even Arcana, just because the type of creature it is.
Champions of Xenia sounds like a BioWare game, by the way.
Okay. Can I roll something to see if, like, I know if it's a demon or devil?
Yeah, sure.
You said Arcana or history?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or religion, I think, in your case, too.
Okay. Well,
I mean, it's a
the
number.
same.
Dristan, you hear that name and it's like, how many people have come here with like, oh, I am blessed with great purpose, and they've just been like a smear on the ground by the time that they're done. Garen, though,
I meant to do it as a religion, by the way. But
okay, is the modifier any different?
it's the same modifier, just flavor.
Well, I'm gonna need you to roll it again. No, I'm kidding. Let me pull her shit up real quick. And what were you trying to discern?
If it's a demon or devil or something like that, because I think that's much more in line with what he would actually know.
It's the fiend,
Okay.
but not something that could be really truly classified as a demon or a devil. It's something else.
That's kind of terrifying.
I would like to read the room. I'd like to roll insight on the locals' reactions to Dristan's or to Noah's expression of wanting to hunt this powerful person down. Am I gathering the fact that he's going after the being he wants to go after is like this top-notch shit, terrifying person?
Not only that, but you can tell that at least Tristan has heard this many times before.
Like, oh yeah, don't underestimate me.
Me, I'm a level 1, and I'm gonna kill Strahd.
You don't understand.
You don't know.
I'm a player character, okay?
Garen's viewpoint is like he thinks it's hilarious because there's no chance in hell.
And that amusement in your eyes tells me a lot. Cyrus is going to gently approach Noah and say, "My new compatriot, we'll say. I believe you are chasing the greatest chapter of your story, but you rush it. There are many chapters in between. Now is the time we gain our power, we pool our resources, we find treasures that will make us ferocious foes, and then and only then will we swipe his legs out from under him and crush him and watch him crumble. That will be your great chapter, and we will get there together. But now is not the time. Are you with me?
DM, would you allow him to roll a perception just to see how well that's resonating with Noah? Because I don't fully know Noah's character yet, so maybe the dice can help me
Yeah,
determine
absolutely.
how well that helps.
Go for it.
A persuasion?
Yeah, just those sound pretty persuasive. I'm just curious how much that's going to. Okay. You had Noah at like this is where we build our power, and so Noah it seems like he's gathered a bit. Like, oh, this guy, like he's already heard to some degree this guy's really powerful. So he's like, all right. So yeah, he starts to listen to you. He's like,
And I think he's like rested his hand on your shoulder at some point, and when he stops, he's still like staring off. He pulls his hand away and then takes a handkerchief and like wipes his hand.
so say, all right, we'll have it your way then. By the way, who gave you your power? Seen you do some things that mortal can do.
Yes, well, I don't beg for my power. I was born with it.
I heard that too.
Some of us are just built different.
Oh man, I was gonna use that on Onomar. I never got the chance.
I mean, I guess that's a true statement. I got horns. None of you got horns, I think.
Are you some kind of fiend or something? I don't understand. You're born with your power?
They've been called as such, but they're wrong. They're fools, and I'll show them. I'll prove it to them that they are the fools. They are the weirdos. But I digress. What was the question again?
Are you a fiend?
Oh! No. Not that I'm aware of.
So you were
My
just
babysitters,
born with your power.
my keepers did have some nasty words for me at a younger age.
Well, whatever you are, all of you unholy bunch are gonna fit right in here.
I wouldn't say unholy, alright? At worst, I'm an agnostic or something.
Speaking of unholy, are you going to fix your leg? I don't think you were something was eating it earlier.
Right, you need a little bit of healing or something, mate. I got that.
No, I'm fine. And he just sort of like, you watch as he like, sort of like shifts it. And if the bone was broken, it just, or pops into place again. He's like, it'll last me.
You know, I've got a little bit of magical powers myself, and I
he-
think I prefer healing that way instead of whatever you just did, mate.
And it's wild the way he moving forward, not even completely like breaking stride. It's like just a good kick and a pop.
Ugh.
We're still going.
So
You just like
does
slap your ankle on a rock on the way.
Does everyone here have magic?
I mean, he's just holding his symbol. You know?
It's just in sort of a natural healing and, you know, dealing with nature sense. I'm not a wizard or nothing like that. I can patch you up if needs be.
Where do you get your powers there, Arrowbender?
Which ranger are you talking to?
The one who just put 2 bolts into that thing's back. Never seen anyone move that fast naturally. Surely it's some sort of hex.
Suppose you could say that. It was not asked for, nor was I born with it. It was given to me unwillingly.
By who?
Oh, some lord, many, many years ago, has been forgotten to time.
Do you wish to see him suffer? We can add him to the list. I have one in here.
He is long gone.
Oh, job done.
Add Strahd to that list.
Strahd, yes. Is there I hear an H in there.
Straw.
Strahd.
Well, around where I come from, they pronounce it H.
H.
And you'll
Say-
make a perception check.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm deciding like I'm not gonna narrate you guys walking. Y'all been talking and walking.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
true. We've you were like,
We
oh, it's gonna be a
walk
short
and-
one. I was like, Sid, we're gonna have so much RP. We're gonna have so much.
You realize the bullshit that's gonna come from us? Just a fire hose of nonsense. It's gonna be great.
Apparently, Athena went and sniffed in a sticker bush or something because her nose is
I was
busted.
about to say like she is like nose enamored by Garen, just like the weird shit coming
Oh.
off of this guy. She's just like like just attached to his hip.
So my perception is shit, but I just want to remind the DM in case he didn't know my nobody within 30 feet of me can be surprised.
Right. And I was actually going to ask you, once you told me what you had, is there, and I should probably do this off screen, but I want to kind of move it forward. Is there any particular, like, I don't know, I read it and I feel like it would give you a heads up when something was that close. Would you like it to be like a glow? Would you like it to be a vibration?
I
Would
think
you like it to be a, like a, oh my god, there's somebody over there? Like, something? Would you like it to be Athena wailing in the distance?
that's,
God.
that's getting
The
into
long
goat
one.
territory.
Yeah, it is a little love and thunder goat right now.
God!
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of right now. I guess, yeah, normally it would be a vibration if it's to him. That's why I have him clutching it a
Sure.
lot.
And there's one where
Um,
it's when you're sleeping too, so that could be like a sound if you'd like it
Yeah,
to be.
but
Okay.
I imagine that if it's like trying to warn somebody else nearby, it'll just be like a high-pitched wail.
Sure. Thank you for that.
Just like a ring wraithy.
Yeah. Hey, what in the world was that?
So you walk and you talk. You guys get to know each other bit by bit, not on a super friendly, intimate way, but on a surface level. Two people who have been here in Barovia don't seem too fazed by your arrival, but also don't seem to have a whole lot of hope in it. But there's this lingering need to move forward, to have answers. It's a need for maybe validation. These are my lackeys. We're gonna go and we're gonna win, or treasure, or just answering mysteries. When eventually, as the road gradually disappears and it's replaced by muddy paths through trees that give way to ruts that could have only been created by wagons. Garen, you hear these strains of an accordion, like this distant sound of music. You hear drums, you hear the metallic clack of somebody playing spoons. As you make your way closer to Sir Pool, coming into view as the sun begins to descend, where it's kind of been sort of dark and hazy all day, but it's kind of just getting a little bit more darker and a little bit more hazy. You see this lake that would have maybe been beautiful at some point, but it's placid and it's dark. On the shore of it, you see a couple of draft horses. You see tents and wagons. You see people congregated around a fire. And I think we might take a quick break right there because I really gotta pee.
Yeah, I gotta take a bite
All
break
right,
too.
on.
Let me
Hell
find
yeah.
our break
Woo.
screen. All right, be right back.
Love
I
it.
love it.
Okay, back live. Hit him, Artem.
Yay! So we were talking about our streams, our Extra Life stream that we did way back when. And I just want to pimp it out there. Extra Life's coming up soon. It's the first weekend in November.
Jesus.
I know, right? It's
Oh
close.
my God.
Right around the corner.
I will say, for me, for the first time ever, because I also have to work slightly on that weekend, it will not be a 25-hour stream for once. It will
Oh.
instead be multiple streams that will add up to 25 hours. This also works because the 2 stretch goals that we met last time that I will be doing for the Extra Life stream involve 2 separate, completely different costumes.
Who are you this time?
Yeah, so they made it to me being dressed up as Dr. Robotnik and me suffering through the hell that is finishing the rest of Sonic and the Black Knight.
Mm.
So thank you for that, but also the costumes upstairs, that'll be a stream. I'm
love-
hoping to God that I can finish it quick enough that I can be like, it's done, it's over.
I wonder
That's
if that's
it.
better or worse. Is it better or worse than Sonic 06? What's the consensus on that?
Well, slightly better. Sonic 06 is now my new stretch goal of reaching that.
Oh, buddy, I'm so
I was
sorry.
just about to say, I love that all of your stretch goals are like, make me suffer more.
Artem, I'm just I don't know if you're
That's-
familiar with Sonic 06, but
I know. It's no
oh, boy.
use.
It just doesn't work. Like
I-
controls
yep.
just don't work. it's I'm currently watching someone else play through it, and it's miserable watching it. It's just only because I'm a fan, you know?
And
Oh,
then
man.
the other stream that we're gonna have to end up doing, which it'll either be like a week later or something like that. I'll try and have it at around the same time. Is the other stretch goal we reached was me and my girlfriend are dressing up as Shrek and Fiona and playing the Shrek 2 game for GameCube.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
that
know
game
that
is
there's a
actually
Shrek
super
game.
fun.
Yeah, and it's co-op, so we could just both
Yeah.
sit down and play it. But we'll, full green face paint and everything.
Yeah,
There's-
it's
Super
a
set
neat
for
game. It's
Halloween.
like
Yeah,
it's like all the different characters have different powers. It's like a platformer beat 'em up. It's pretty neat.
yeah. I'm
There's
excited
a
for it.
couple on TikTok. I think they played World at War, or not World at War. Jesus Christ, that's Call of Duty. World of Warcraft. But they both have dressed up as their dwarf characters.
Oh, that's great.
And they like sit and interact in voice, and like I've seen clips where the guy will like get out of his chair and he'll like hop down onto his knees so he stays short as he leaves the frame.
That's cute.
Like they're super cute.
But you can only see antics like these if you check in during Extra Live stream first weekend of November.
Yeah, November 5th. That'll be I don't know how long it'll be. It'll be however long it takes me to beat Sonic. Which
An
may be a
eternity.
full like 12 hours. Who knows? But yeah, come and see that, and I'll start posting donation links, and you guys can try and make me suffer through Sonic 06 next year.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, back to D&D.
Hey, that's important stuff.
Yeah.
Play games, help
Arabia,
kids, as they say.
Home of suffering.
All right.
Oh yeah, I should give the spiel of what Extra Life is real quick. So Extra Life is a gaming marathon that I participate in every year. All the money that's raised goes straight to Children's Miracle Network hospitals for getting kids research, help they need, and just general things, because being a kid in a hospital, especially if you're young enough, sucks. And these kids are there sometimes months or years at a time, and like all they know is that their lives have just stopped and they're in a hospital. So even if it's just making their lives a little nicer, but it also pays for care and everything else like that. It's a great cause.
Yay. All right.
Anyway,
Vistani music resumed.
Kidding, I don't have it running.
it's really cool.
It's really good music, yeah.
I'm loving all of these like actual themed Curse of Strahd.
I was gonna say what's funny is that since this is an actual like 30-year-old
Module, yeah.
game, like people have already made playlists. I'm like, oh, nice, great.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Somewhere the band members of Gogol Bordello are just having a great time right now.
They're
I was
doing
like, I
always
wonder if
having
anyone's
a good
done the pools of whatever before.
I
And
don't
it's like,
think
what's
Logo
this?
Bordello is capable of having a bad time.
That's honestly a fair point.
They're capable of making everyone else have a bad time. But that's a story for another time.
Oh dear.
Yes, so you are approaching this campsite. You hear that distant music, you hear the gentle of people, and you see these tents of like orange and yellow and vibrant greens. You see wagons that are horseless, but you see the horses over by the water's edge. It's a big open area, but it's framed with more mist and more trees. And like as the time goes to early evening, the moon you can barely make out through the clouds. There is a sizable fire, and you do see people huddled around it, either playing their instruments or there's even a couple playing a card game.
As we, especially if I'm hearing music, like, you know, Achilles is a party guy, so if he's hearing that and it like seems like a cheery spot, he's probably gonna like hustle a little bit, probably like get to the front of the pack and get to the camp real quick.
Okay.
Hey, sounds like fun up there.
Does Tristan know if this is a good idea to approach Istani camp unannounced?
So you know, like your history with them is a little more spotty than some. But over time you've come to notice that some of them just want to live happy lives. Some of them attack on sight. Others won't attack unless they're provoked. It's really hit or miss, but you can, like, these people are relaxed. Like, from afar looking in, there doesn't appear to be anybody, like, on standby, on watch, like, getting ready to make an attack. They're just enjoying themselves.
You go.
I think to like set the pace for our party in terms of approaching, Garen is just going to walk right by the camp for the most part and just dunk his head full into the lake that's right next to there.
You as you do, here, let me put you guys on this.
Yeah, like I said, I'm probably hustling ahead.
God damn it.
So I'm probably like coming in first, just like, I'm hearing music and games from you lot. Seems pretty good around here. You mind if I join in on a tune or two? And I'm gonna Achilles will pull out his pan flute. I bet I could find a pretty good part of the register to play along with yous. Just so he's talking to them by the time Garen walks in, and he's like, don't mind him, he's with me. And then just dunk. Yeah, because I'm walking right up to that circle.
Okay. Oh, look, he showed up after I left. Fine.
And my giant dire wolf also approaches the campfire with me.
Aww. He's so cute because he's looking right up.
I know.
I can't. No.
Oh.
I thought it was.
Oh no, it's like a little pudgy one. Oh.
There.
He was a little munchkin dog.
I like that it's in
Alright.
half a square. That is the cutest thing.
I mean, I'll keep him.
Yeah, you can keep it that way.
Yes.
And honestly, you should probably jump into the
Delightful
water with
chonk.
Garen.
So, your guys' arrival, while a few people like look up and cast you like kind of suspicious glances, nobody comes to arms. Everybody's still pretty relaxed. This guy over here, tending to horses, sees Garen, and all he does is kind of laugh, like, "Oh, I've been there." The person that Achilles has come up to stand with, he just kind of nods his head, and he keeps playing his instrument.
Yeah, I'll pull up my pan flute and I'll join in. Here's a little see if I can keep pace with him. Let's see. Oop, add one more to this. Doesn't matter, it's 7. Maybe it's not.
You're-
Maybe it's not quite my. I gotta tune this pan flute.
I was about to say you're kind of unfamiliar with
Yeah.
the song that they're playing. Yeah. There's moments where you feel like you kind of got the beat, you got where it's going, and then it takes a turn.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna put this away and just let you do your thing because it sounds lovely, minus the pan flute.
As we're kind of approaching the camp, Dristan is just going to appear behind Cyrus and put a hand on his shoulder. Cyrus, was it?
What can I do for you? Yes.
Earlier, when we were walking in the wood, you mentioned business of minions, evil empire.
Don't believe I said
domination.
evil.
Right, it was implied. Just as a word of warning,
Yes.
these folk aren't the biggest fan of power structures. You know, organized religion, despots, dictators, megalomaniacs. I can go on, but you get the idea. I would just... These are one of the very few friendly faces you'll find here. And it's in your best interest to keep them looking friendly. If you
I
catch my
see.
drift.
I
What are
believe
the
so.
opinions of Strahd?
What was that?
What are the opinions of Strahd?
Oh, I'm sure you would have many things to talk about with Strahd.
Good.
They are no fans of his either. But there's a reason why they're by the lakeside and not, say, in a town with walls.
They like fishing, I see. Sportsmen.
Right. Just be nice. First rule of Barovia. Don't start anything. There won't be anything.
When have I ever been not nice?
Do they trade?
They do. Stories, supply, food. If you want something, they can usually tell you where to get it or have it on hand.
Wonderful. I'll let you take the lead on this one. You know, since you're usual around here, I'll just blend into the background.
Yeah. I'm more of a blender myself. But
I'll take a smoothie.
right. And Dristan's gonna kind of drift into the campsite.
Aye, about time the rest of you showed up. I've been sitting here for half a song already. This guy's good. I like his skills.
Garen's
As
gonna
you-
walk over to the group and be like, "It smells okay."
Everybody make a perception check.
Is it a scent one?
Maybe.
All right. Then Athena's got that advantage.
That explains a lot.
You got lake water in your nose.
No, I imagine it's more like when everyone starts pointing it out, he's like, "Oh," and cracks his nose into place.
Oh, yes. Everybody else seems it is okay. Athena knows better. She knows. Like it doesn't.
She goes back over to the water. She sticks her nose in it.
Oh, that's the dog. I have
That's
to make this small. I have to
chunk
make her
dog.
small.
I love it.
God.
No. I like
I
that
do
there's
too,
a.
but I was sitting there looking for that fucking dog. I was like, where the fuck did she go?
Give it a 5-foot aura, and it'll just cover the token of where the dog is.
That's true too.
I like. I'll do it. I like. I don't know.
Huskyism is understatement.
When it was all big like that, it was like what do you call it? Nope. The like Mongolian sheepdog or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm.
It's still too big.
Like almost Malamute-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
As-
2.5 might be though.
As the rest of you come come approaching the fire. Once again, eyes lift from whatever activities they're partaking in. None seem on edge or uneasy. But this woman here, she's hunched over this barrel with this gentleman, and they're both kind of just flipping like small cards, like playing a game. She gestures to you, Dristan, and she says, "She has been waiting for you in the tent over there. It took you long enough. She's been talking about it all day." And she like flips a card, and then the guy across from her like slaps his hand down, like takes all the cards.
I wasn't aware we were expected.
Tristan, is everyone kind of huddled together a little bit?
I think so.
At least
Athena's
around the
fishing,
fire.
but like everybody seems to have like come around.
Noah, you're serious? You're not just walking off whatever you all consumed the night before?
I'm not gonna stop until I get that key. Even if it kills me.
Come with me, all of you.
It's
Tristan.
warm.
I'm
You
having
too.
a good time. Why don't we stay in? Hey, come on, Athena. We're being summoned.
It was a pleasure to meet all of you. I enjoy your pleasant scent of patchouli and bonfire.
Sid, I love the emoji.
She's having a good time.
Ah!
So, the woman with the cards, she like almost begins to stand up to show you the way, but then the guy across from her like takes more of her cards after she's already thrown some down, and she curses, and she's over there in the purple tent, that big one right there. You son of a bitch! Like, just invested.
Do I? Oh, it's playing cards. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not.
yeah,
It's not the kind of cards that Tristan was given. Got it. Okay.
As we walk, I'll lean over to Tristan and say, "I wasn't aware we were to be expected. Is this news to you?"
No. I told you. I need to bring you
this
to the
is-
pools.
I was expecting room and board, something with a spa, perhaps a restaurant or tavern of some sort.
Oh, you got to learn how to forage or something there, Cyrus.
This is the pools. No jacuzzi. I don't actually see a pool. I see a lake or a river or body of water, whatever this is, but I don't see any refreshing pools with handmaidens and wine on tap.
From
Cyrus,
inside the
just-
tent, you actually hear Ava's voice. "Are you going to bring them in or not, Tristan? It has been a long while. Come, inside."
Ah, so you know these folks, do you?
I do.
I hope he didn't set up a reservation for this.
Athena, why don't you go ahead and park it out here? We'll go inside. Don't know if there's enough room for all of us plus a dog. I'll be right back, girlie.
Roll
I-
animal handling.
Do I? Okay. 18.
She sits.
I-
She's so good at this. She's
Good girl.
soaking wet, waterlogged, like
Yeah.
soaking wet.
Good girl. I flicker a treat, and she it lands next to the fish she caught, and she just ignores the treat and keeps eating the fish.
Right. So you go into the tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You enter, and the space seems somehow a little bit bigger than what it appeared on the outside. There's a big partition of more of those colorful scarves and maybe like some blankets and some sheet. But before you, like almost immediately coming inside, is a table. It's got, I forgot the exact wording on it, but it's just this really ornate tablecloth that's resting over the top of it. And she sits on the opposite side of this table, shuffling the cards, Dristan, as you saw her do in the trees, like very deft in movement of the fingers, despite how old she is. As you all come in, she smiles. Some of her her bottom teeth are missing. Some of them are a little bit more crooked than others, but her eyes are sharp. And she smiles big. Welcome, my friends. It has been quite a journey for you, has it not? And she shuffles the cards.
It wasn't too long a one, but I definitely woke up feeling a little worse for wear.
Of course you did, dear one. Of course you did.
You know, you're shuffling some cards there, madam. They look like the same ones you gave to Tristan over here.
Did he not tell you that he actually took it from me? And she smiles and waggles the finger.
Nice.
But also another movement of those fingers, lightning quick, pulling from the deck, but like giving it a flick, and there's a duplicate of the card in her hand.
Kristen pulled out his card and then sees that she has another. It's like,
It's mine. She winks. So the shepherd has brought you all here.
Oh, I don't believe we've met a shepherd yet, no.
I thought you were a ranger like me, pal.
I
Oh,
would
dear.
hardly call you an angel.
see what I've been putting up with for the past day.
Roll insight, Tristan.
What you mean putting up with? Sounds like y'all could have used somebody with chipper spirits like me.
There is a look of knowing, but also just kind of wry amused. Just like, this is on you. Maybe she
Not
doesn't
me.
pity you.
You should have double checked your cards or gotten a second opinion.
Oh no. My cards are always correct. We have the shepherd. She points to you. The necromancer. She points to Cyrus. We have the conjurer. And she points to Noah. The abjurer. To Achilles. And then she gets an even bigger smile as she looks at Garen and she goes, and of course we have you, sir. How have you been today?
I mean, every day is kind of the same. He is gonna look at her, and the fact that she didn't give him a name, he's gonna use one of his eyes of the grave, and like he sort of like shifts his eye patch on the one side, and like there's the blind, like totally wrecked eye that he looks at her with for a second before putting the patch down again.
Achilles like leans away from you a little bit when he sees you do that, like, ugh.
Let me check something real quick.
All right.
Don't make me put a spear through this lady now. I just met her.
I believe those are fighting words. Let's avoid that.
What do you know? You seem to know the creepiest people, Dristan.
Yeah, she gave me the heebie-jeebies.
What's that? What's that thing called? Like the Haringen eye or something? The Naruto one you
Sharingan,
posted?
that's
Is that
it.
what it's called?
That's what it's called. Sharingan? It's a
Sick.
Sharingan.
Sick. I
She-
that might be the only Naruto trivia I ever get right.
It's called the Sharingan.
Oh. Oh, Haringan's the rabbit people in this game.
Yeah.
She does not light up.
Okay. Then yeah, he just puts the eye patch back down and he's like, oh, okay.
I have brought you all here for a reason. And while it is our friend here, she motions to Tristan. While it is he that it brought you here, it was under my request. So you see, I am in need of your aid, in a sense. Please. If you would be so kind.
Tristan's going to look over towards Noah. I think you might have actually been right. Here's your... What was it? Myrmidon?
Indeed.
He's gonna kick Noah's chair.
I had told you earlier today that the cards were never wrong. So I proposed to you. If I gave you the insight to destroy an awful, terrible evil, would you take it? If I also told you that this time would be different, would you take it? To take this opportunity to rid this land of the devil.
Again, nobody calls me the devil, so I'm pretty sure we can stop talking about me like that.
I'm going to need you to leave my tent, devil.
What?
No.
Garen's gonna like give him an elbow and be like, "Shush, the lady's talking."
No. He seethes a little bit, but humors you.
You don't happen to have a
What?
card in there for the dog, do you, ma'am? I don't want her to feel left out.
Perhaps in a sense, but not really so much. I apologize.
No, you gotta apologize to her, not me. But anyway, please continue.
What makes you think that this time will be any different? What insight could there be that was lost or have not been found in the centuries he's been here?
You do not seem to trust the cards, but I do. And when they give me a vision so clear, I have a tendency to follow it. I did a reading, and I saw each of you. I saw each of you there, killing that man, that devil, and freeing us of this place, of this fog. And by us, I suppose I mean you, considering that you are stuck here and not me. She drums her fingers against the table. She puts the cards down. But if you do not wish to hear what the cards say, I can send you on your way, just like all the others.
I am interested. I've heard nothing but pessimism up till this point. Pessimism will do me no good in achieving my goal.
And what is your goal, dear one?
I seek to retrieve a key from Strahd himself. And I wish to return this key to its rightful owner So I must escape this place after I've retrieved this key. If you think we can do it, I am willing to listen to you.
She does another shuffle. And she starts laying out cards. One. And then diagonally upward from it, a second one. A third, a fourth, creating a diamond in shape. And then a final one in the center between all of them. Would you like to know what tools you will need to get even close to him? Because, my friend, what is Strahd's is Strahd's. He claims and he does not let go. And the only way out is death, whether it is yours or his. You won't be giving anybody a key if you are dead, correct?
I think he's going to have a moment of fear and conflict. Is there anything that I should roll? If anything, this might be a stressor for him.
Sure.
Taking advice and even potential like magical divination from another magical woman, he might have a little bit of fear of like, is his patron going to be like jealous or anything else? Like he's
if you want, like, it's stupid, but the only thing I can really think of to like overcome like a stress is like a con save. So if you want to go ahead and roll that and see how you fare.
For stress, if stress is mental, should it be wisdom or something?
Yeah, go wisdom, actually. That's a good point.
Or charisma. I guess
why
it depends
did I
on
say
how.
that? I went from a +4 to a -1. Okay. Yep, that's pretty accurate. He's stressing right now.
There's a moment where you think you hear her voice, but it's muffled, it's far away. You can't make out the words, but it sounds frantic. It sounds needy. You can't understand. Your heart leaps in your chest and you feel this kind of tightness in your throat. And then you just kind of and those feelings go away, but your heart is pounding.
I'm sorry. What were you asking? Sorry, What?
I ask if you want to know the tools to his destruction.
Yes.
I cannot give exactly, but I can guide you.
Oh well, certainly. I can continue guidance, but if you could point me in the direction.
And the rest of you.
I feel some important context needs to be provided that you actually mentioned in all of your correspondence. The letter didn't mention that coming to Barovia was a one-way trip. Are you familiar with the borders of Barovia?
Us?
Are they not the same as anywhere else?
Oh dear boy.
I
They
got a
have some
laugh
sort of
and a
odd-
condescending comment from the lady with the cards, so something tells me they're not like other borders.
Garen offers up his flask to the middle of the group.
Hey, why not?
You're
gonna need that.
Take it you're about to tell me something pretty drastic, huh?
And she said the only way to leave here is to die. She was not being flowery with her language. She was being literal.
That doesn't even make sense. Why can't I just walk to the edge of the forest and leave?
Because you will die. That is the way of this place.
Well, then the answer is simple. We simply don't die.
You know, this guy's been talking crazy the whole night, but I can't agree with what he's saying right now. We just don't die. Done pretty good a job of that so far.
As simple as that.
Starting to like your style.
Well, if
Why,
Armor
thank you,
Boy
it's-
over
It's
there,
original tailored.
if Armor Boy over there wants to go after Strahd, he's gonna die.
So that means he
And I
gets
mean,
to
even-
leave, by your logic.
I've seen enough zombies in my time to know that's not even the truth.
I see.
Zombies
All
are a
I'm
myth.
saying,
Fairy tale.
all I'm saying is that you are stuck here. That doesn't mean you have to throw your life away fighting him. You could carve out a little sad life for yourself. Become a farmer or blacksmith.
Don't listen to
do a
him.
little-
Why crash against the rocks as a wave when you can summon a mighty, mighty storm and let it lead you up the coast?
Right,
That's what
well,
happens when I
Your
drink.
goal.
yeah, most of the time to me too. And that's kind of what I do. I have a good time, I go on hunts, and I hope to one day run into the person I'm looking for. Something tells me if she did come this way, maybe that's why I haven't seen her in a bit. If she's supposed to die to leave this stinking place, maybe that's why. Maybe she's just stuck here and that's why I haven't seen her. Gotta be optimistic about these things, you know?
Once I draw these cards, it will set you on a path.
I've never had a... using her accent there. I don't know, lass. I've never had a deck of cards tell me where to go before.
You'll want to listen to these
Well,
if you want to get out.
let's see what you
But
got.
if you do not, then you will leave my tent. But if you do, I will give you your reading. I will tell you where you need to go.
I'd love to see my cards.
Very well. The card's already laid out. She slams her hands down. The tent goes dark, and
That's a
then
neat
there's a
trick.
surge of candlelight. Once again, once I proceed, there is no going back. If you do not wish to hear this reading, you will do so. You will leave right now, and you will not come back here.
I don't really go back on my word, so let's see what you got. In for a penny, in for a pound, as they say.
Show us this destiny.
Fuck it.
Yes.
There it is. This land is holding strong by a curse, one caused by the devil Strahd. It is he who prevents you from leaving.
See, I told ya there was another way. We just got to kill a vampire guy like Armor Boy once.
But he is not a simple foe. There are many who have tried, but there are many who were not ready. You will be ready. This time, it'll be different. She puts her hand over the card on the far left. This is a card that tells of history. Knowledge of the ancients will help you better understand your enemy. She flips the card. The missionary, the two of glyphs. I see a garden. Dusted with snow, watched over by a scarecrow with a sackcloth grin. But you must not look in the garden, but in the guardian itself for what you seek. Her hand moves to the top, most northernmost card. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection. It is a holy symbol of hope. The Nine of Glyphs, the traitor. This card tells of a wealthy woman. She shall be a staunch ally of the devil, but she keeps a treasure under lock and key with the bones of an ancient enemy. She is also who you will need to find the items that you need to vanquish him. The card to the far right. This one, she flips with a slam of the hand. The Elementalist. This card of power and strength, it tells of a weapon of vengeance and a sword of sunlight. The treasure is hidden. She cocks her head to the side. She squints. In a small castle beneath the mountain, guarded by amber giants. The card to the bottom. She grabs it. She flips it. This card sheds lights on the ones who will help you greatly in your battle against the darkness. The innocent. It is evil's bride, who you seek. She will be a great ally to you. You must find her. And the final one. This is a card of prophecy. It will tell you where he will be found when you come into your encounter with him. You might encounter him many times, but you must know that this card prophesizes where he will meet his end. She flips it. The Marionette. This card leads you to him. You must look to great heights, find the beating heart of Castle Ravenloft, and he will await nearby. There's an air of silence, like just a long beat of quiet. And then she just flops back in her chair and goes back to shuffling. The sharpness in her eyes kind of grows dim, and she just starts shuffling.
Well, that was exciting. I guess we got ourselves a little to-do list, lads.
I'll absolutely put that stuff in the thing and give you hints.
That'd be awesome, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You don't happen to like know where these things are, right? You couldn't just mark them off on a map or give us directions.
Hi, what is the fun in that? You never been on a scavenger hunt?
Usually
I'm
we have more to go off of.
67 years old.
So you must have been on at least one or two. You know how this goes.
I've ranged these lands for a long time, and I usually have more to go off of than find a lady, find a sword, find a guy, go to his castle. Can your cards be slightly more specific?
You guys must be afraid of meeting people and asking questions. Jeez.
That
Actually,
will usually get you killed.
could I roll something for Garen, because I feel like if he would know anything about this, he might have heard of either the elementalist thing or the missionary before, given that he's a cleric.
Yeah, I'll give you religion if you want to roll that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of missionary before. A lot of the people at the school when I was growing up talked all about it. They said they were quite familiar. Others were called liars.
A missionary's pretty basic. You start exploring as you get a bit older.
You've met them. Interesting.
Plenty of folks.
See what a step.
With
We're a step there.
an 18 pertaining to those two that you kind of selected. The missionary, when she flipped the card, she spoke of a scarecrow. And as you stare at that card, it kind of clicks that she might be referencing the Abbey. You think of, there's like flashbacks, scarecrows, just a fleet of them, just standing stock still, like eyes, sackcloths, just empty. But one of them being particularly vicious. The other one, you were talking about the elementalist?
Only if it has any religious connection. If it doesn't, skip it.
It might. Blah, 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 blah. She spoke of a sword of sunlight. She spoke of amber giants. It's got to be the Amber Temple. And obviously, I know you guys don't know about this shit. I'll totally fucking post it.
There was also a wealthy woman you mentioned. Possibly the daughter of a burgermeister.
She shrugs. But
Why?
that kind of cloudy distance in her eyes sharpens and she winks for just a moment.
Like not even a full kind of wink, just like the twitch.
Yeah,
of
just
one
like
eye.
a
You got a problem with your eye there?
You say that you are old, my friend. Please.
Sounds like you two would get along pretty well then. If we're done here, I got some friends out there to make music with. Sounds like we got a good list of objectives and whatnot, and sounds like some of yous know where to get started. So you just let me know where to point my spear and where to sick Athena, and we'll be good to go.
Make an animal handling check.
If you could point us towards the nearest tavern or resort of esteem, anything, soft beds and perfumed sheets would be preferable. Anything in a lilac, but I'd settle for chamomile.
Oh, you never roughed it a day in your life, have you, Cyrus?
I have had many a rough experience, and I do not recommend it. I once walked across a yard without shoes once, and thrice I bit into a plum, and it was not quite ripe.
When you talk about shoes, Achilles looks down at his hooves and is like, uh-huh.
She gives you guys just a like as he's going as a plum that wasn't quite ripe. She just
Thrice I was deceived by nature.
Alright, you don't gotta wave me out twice. Hey, thanks for the cow eating. That was neat. Maybe we'll do this again sometime when y'all aren't so depressed.
we will
Go
not have
outside.
a good evening.
I am not depressed. I am in high spirits.
Oh, shepherd,
Mm.
lead them well.
Finding things and shooting arrows. That's all I'm good for.
That's where we'll end the night.
Oh,
Alrighty.
I got a
So-
good feeling about this, y'all.
I think the roughest part about doing modules is that you can spoil yourself.
Yes.
And that's like, you want to I want to know more. You're like, it's got spoilers. So I got
I-
not.
I literally right before I don't remember when, but like I saw the Strahd revamped box like on sale somewhere. And
It's
I was like,
rad.
oh, I want to buy it. Wait.
It's in the shape of a coffin.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I shouldn't.
When was it?
So,
when was it?
Sydney, do you need anything from us as far as like which thing we want to go for first or whatever, so you know what to prepare for?
If you'd like to, I'm partially assuming that you guys are going to probably go for the village of Barovia, but I was going to give you a little bit more of a thorough write-up, so it's not a go discover the map and figure it out, because this isn't, I mean, we could, but also I feel like that might get a little sucky for everybody. Not that you guys don't have 2 local Barovians that can definitely help out, but I was going to give more of a thorough write-out of like, hey, these are the items you're looking for. And then if you guys want to base that off of like, let's go find these, I'll also put the map up in the Veil page too.
Cool. Is the Oracle deck you're doing, or is that part of the module?
That's the module.
That's cool.
Cool.
I thought it's pretty fucking cool,
Yeah.
actually.
I mean, it seems right up your alley regardless, but...
I was going to say, since we are right next to the village, I think it would make sense to just hit that one up if that's one of the cards, and
That's what
People
I was
can-
thinking.
All right.
can get supplies or whatever else they need before we get into the thick of it.
Cool.
And then we can in character like do the we know things after Sid gives us more information,
Mhm.
because Tristan and
If you want,
Darren can talk to the rest of
just-
the party.
I was about to say, like, well, that could probably just trivialize it. I was going to say, if you want to go anti-meta, I mean, I can send it to just you guys.
I don't know, how's Uncle Meta
The
doing?
the 2 Barovians, and then you guys could like, hey, this is it, and it could be like a role play thing, or I could just say, hey guys, this is it, and we could already say that you guys disclosed it. But
I honestly wouldn't mind that if he trained at the Abbey. If that's like, that would be a cool thing for him. But that's up
Right.
to you.
okay, yeah, I'll look into it.
I'm cool with giving most of the info to the people who would know it, and just kind of being, because yeah, my character would just be like, where are we going?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like-
definitely reliant on the guide to.
Yeah, I'm cool with it being like they know, and they just we as players know what we're going after first, and then just we RP out. Hey, here's what I know, and here's why we should go here first, and then we agree to it. You know?
Yeah, I agreed to be the shepherd and the guide through Barovia, and I've only played like 4 sessions of Strahd, so I'm like, yeah, I think I got it. Spooky, right? Yeah.
I just
Universal Dracula, I got it.
yeah this
I don't know. I kind of like that.
yeah this team comp is really funny too. Like this
Oh yeah.
the class comps are interesting, and then the actual like personalities going on are very interesting.
Oh yeah. At the moment, Cyrus is just offended that he's considered a sidekick right now. Like, oh, if he's the leader, he's leading us wisely. I'm sorry. I'm the big bad. I mean, the main sidekick.
Are
I
you
don't
doing,
sidekick for anyone.
Are you lawful evil? Is that what you're going for?
I believe I'm chaotic neutral.
Okay.
But
So like Tao, but drunk.
drunk with power.
How is that?
I'm gonna head out. There's still
That's true.
part of my brain that's like, I'm 5 hours ahead right
Yeah,
now,
that's
and
fine.
it's like 3 a.m.
I'll take it out to the exit screen. We'll see everybody next week for more Strahd.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.